store. And hey, man, it's Cowboys Uncut. You see the King Nefarious in here. You see West Coast Cowboy in here with me rocking, man. And hey, I'm even putting on the elevator music, man. So y'all know it is official. We in this mug, dog. Now, let me turn this stuff down so my people can hear real good. We don't need it that loud. So yeah, man, how y'all gentlemen doing this morning, man?
Doing good, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know, I always say I'm living righteous, man. But you know, we're gonna get a little nefarious this morning, man, because you know we'll talk about who the beast of the East is, man. You know, we're gonna talk about, and it's really, and listen, I'm not gonna even lie to y'all or hold y'all. It's been a slow news week. They went and found an old ass Demarcus Lawrence, you know, comment from like 3 weeks ago, and they just went wild and ran with it. So since the media at large is talking about what this man said, you know, we're gonna talk about it and we're gonna give our opinions on this stuff, man. So like real talk, you know, you know it's slow when you gotta go dig up some stuff this man said 30,000 years ago.
Yeah, they gotta find something to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, man, you know, there's folks tapping in with us right now. So before we jump into the meat and potatoes of this, man, show some folks some love, man. Like y'all can start.
All right, well, shoot, man. You guys already know who it is, man. It's your boy West Coast, man. Coming live from Southern California, live from my garage. You know what I'm saying? Nothing special. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we are out here. I just want to appreciate everybody for tapping in today, man. It's your boy West Coast. Make sure if you have not already, make sure you guys hit that share button and make sure you guys hit that star button, man. Let's get this thing popping.
Absolutely, man. You already know I go by Landlord from Alabama. Your plug for everything about America's team. You understand? We in the building with it today, man. We finna get it jumping. You already know. Shout out to all my people rocking with me on my side of town. You know what I'm saying? All the way from the Bama to the West Coast to the, you know, to Texas. Let's get it.
Indeed, man. And hey, I got a couple of folks sliding through the liquor store right now, man. My brother Justin Kitchen, part of the wrench gang, that slid through here. What's up with you, my boy? Darren Sutton, showing love to all three of us, man. He said, "What's up with y'all?" Salute to it, man. Let's see. I see Miss Regina Green with the green that slid through here. Salute to her as well. Peasy, but not Peasy from Detroit. But my boy still tapping in. Yeah, they talking crazy, man. He said, "What's up, Henny? Let's get faded." Indeed, my boy, indeed. So yeah, man, let's jump right into the content then, man. Let's just jump right into it. We'll talk about the matter at hand and we'll see how we actually feel about this.
Let's get it.
So this is the comment that they ran off with. They doing, you know, they're in the news cycle, making comparisons and shit. But you know, they said all he said. This is all Demarcus Lawrence said when they asked him. You know, he don't really feel that there's a huge gap, you know, between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. That's all he said, and they ran off with it. They act like he done sinned against the Lord himself, like he done blasphemed, like he done pushed the old lady down a flight of stairs. So, you know, I'm gonna start. You know, one of y'all can start. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all think that there's a gap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, or is it gap or cap?
I think the records would show that there's not too much of a gap. I mean,
thank you.
Like there ain't really like, you know, I think we can get into comparisons all we want, but it's like, you know, the dentist tells you if you need braces, you know what I'm saying? You can still pay for them if you want them, but if you need them, he's going to tell you need them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I look at this right here and I just say, look at the facts. You know what I'm saying? The facts say that the Dallas Cowboys were only a half a game away from being the number one seed in the East, the number one seed in the NFC. And they literally, you know, you beat the list. If your backup quarterback beats the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia, where we typically beat them with our starting quarterback, the Philadelphia Eagles aren't even the number one seed. So it's like, you know, Demarcus Lawrence didn't say anything that was weird. You know, I think he said, you know, there's a lot of scary ass Cowboy fans out there. So when we talk tough, they start saying, oh, they instantly start, you know, going with the opposition. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's Cowboy fans that naturally just do that. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like, I think if you just go look at the facts and the meat and potatoes of everything, man, there's really not a difference, man. Like, there's not, yeah, like.
Law Nation in the building. What's happening, sir?
Yeah, Law Nation is in the building. Salute to my guy, man. Landlord.
Hey, I think Law Nation trying to get on here. He said, shoot me that link, West Coast.
Shoot it to him, then. Let's get it.
Shoot it to him, then, man.
Let's get it, man.
I'm gonna slide it to him. Then
Yeah, share that same link. Bring him on in here.
Yes, sir. But man, you already know. You already know I'm not going with that cap now. Y'all know I'm not going with that cap. Listen, to be honest, I ain't even like the answer or the question. I'm gonna just be real to you. Like, for real. I didn't like them asking, was it a gap? And I didn't like Demarcus Lawrence acknowledging that it was a gap, because it is not one. It is not one. I don't think it is. Now, you can say that they got to the Super Bowl. We understand that. But did they give the Bengals the same credit the next year? When we played them, when we beat them with Cooper Rush, did they say it was a gap? What they said? Oh, the Bengals was terrible all of a sudden, right?
Correct.
They did the same exact thing the Eagles did, right? They went to a Super Bowl and lost, right?
Correct.
The next year, they gave us no credit for that. They said, oh, the Bengals just off to a slow start, Super Bowl slump. They made all these excuses. So I don't feel like it's a gap. I don't feel like they should get all that credit just for going either. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with the level of turnover they got on their team, it's obvious that they're going to take a small step back, if any. Like, they're going to take a step back, bro. I don't see no way possible that they don't. They just replace their DC, OC. They replacing Pro Bowl players with rookies. Like, I don't see how people so bullish on this team for real, for real. Like, it's almost a natural step back. It's almost natural.
I mean, I see it like this. I don't really give a damn what they do. You feel me? Like, I don't give a damn what the homie do with his girl. Like, he bought his girl some new Jordans. Praise God for that. You know what I'm saying? Bought her some new lipstick. Praise God for that. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Got her a new purse. Praise God for that. You know what I'm saying? I still think my girl prettier than yours. That's just what it is. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm still always gonna side with my team. But I will say this, man. The Dallas Cowboys did not do nearly as much of what the Eagles did. You got to think last year, the Eagles brought in Demarcus Sue. They brought in a bunch. They brought in the Quinn. They traded for Robert Quinn. They did a bunch of acquisitions throughout the season to try to maintain the success that they were getting at that time. And guess what? All the things that they did, it only got them one game further than the Dallas Cowboys. Like, really, like, realistically, if you really think about it, they only played one more week than we did. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, and I know that the Dallas Cowboys didn't do nearly as much. Like, bro, there was needs. There was actual needs that we had. You know what we were doing? We were taking Odell Beckham out on a date. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, I feel like the Eagles but they go above and beyond, and they get an extra game. The Cowboys tend to do bare minimum, and you're a point game out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, you know, my opinion is like, I just think the Dallas Cowboys are just like, I'm not even saying this because I'm a Cowboy fan, but I just feel like if there was some traits that the Cowboys took from the Eagles, then man, I think it would not even be close. You know what I'm saying? Because we're a bare minimum organization. I'm just being real with you. We're a bare minimum organization, and we still get pretty damn good results. Like, we lost in the playoffs the last 2 years. That's better than not making the playoffs the last 2 years.
Right.
Hold on. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say this real quick. You know, we're not even talking about what happened last year. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not gonna bring in the same team that went to a Super Bowl last year. You know, they got different offensive coordinator. They got a different defensive coordinator. They lost a defensive tackle. They had 11 sacks. They lost their starting middle linebacker. You know, right? Their offensive line is a year older. So there's different things going on with their organization. They are not bringing back the same team. The Dallas Cowboys are definitely not bringing back the same team. So let me ask you. And hey, shout out to S.A. Richburg, man. My boy just sent 2 ticket raffles over. So two ticket raffle entries. So salute to you, my guy. And if y'all want to be like my brother and improve your odds of winning the Dallas Cowboy home game tickets to see them destroy the Philadelphia Eagles, you know, please do so. I don't know. Let me see.
And shout out, he said, and we got he says, there we go. He says, what's up, Hennythemoor, West Coast landlord. Appreciate it, guys. What's up with your Common Sense Lab? What's good, my boy? He says, what's up, Chop Top Montana? What's up with you, my boy?
Yeah, man. Hey, salute to all y'all, man. But listen, the Dallas Cowboys, we can all agree. Brandon Cooks is better than Noah Brown, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, like hands down. Like, that's not even a question, right? Okay. Stephon Gilmore, and I love Anthony Brown. I think he got a lot of hate that was unwarranted. But Stephon Gilmore is a better cornerback than Anthony Brown, right? You would think so, right? All right. So the Dallas Cowboys, have.
I mean, this is the thing.
Shit.
The Cowboys.
Y'all is in here.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all said something.
Yeah. Well, what's good with y'all, man?
What's happening, sir?
No doubt, man. Everything sounds straight, the audio straight, everything good. We're ready to roll.
Yes,
Man, we're ready to roll, man. Thank you for tapping in, my boy.
Hey, I know I'm family now. You know how you family? You say, hey, man, I'm right down the street, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you got the door open. Come on in, Kenpo. Come on in. Got the Kool-Aid and everything ready for you, man. You got donuts and everything. What's good with y'all this morning, man?
You know how
righteous, my boy.
You know how Wayne said, Marley don't shoot him. We ain't got to say that no more. You know what I'm saying? We just let Law come on through the door.
Come on.
Oh, feel good, man. I would never be homeless. I know for sure I'll never be homeless. I can go to Alabama and stay. I can go over there with my guy West Coast. I might have to go to work now. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no free living, ain't no free lunch. But man, I know for sure, man. I love this family, man. And there are no comparisons as it relates to what they talking about a gap. I heard you guys when y'all said that they had to do everything just to get close to what we did, and Dak Prescott still put up 40 points. He put up 40 points.
Yeah, hey, it's like Big Mama making the macaroni and cheese, and it's like your new girlfriend making the macaroni and cheese. Big Mama go in the kitchen and man, she just grab a couple things and throw a couple things. You see it do it 1 or 2 times, and it's good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got a new girl in there. She in there.
Look at the ingredients.
You gotta figure everything out on the fly.
Everything out.
This doesn't look like a smidget. And what I say is this, man. Like I say, the Cowboys, and I've always say this, and listen, since I am a Cowboy fan, I am qualified to critique and say the things that my team needs to fix. Just like you're qualified to speak on the laws. Just like landlord is qualified to speak on the landlords. Just like HTM is qualified to speak on the HTMs. Why? Because we've known these people. Cowboy fan 30 plus years. I'm qualified. I'm qualified to say that there are things that my team does not do as well as other teams. But guess what? We still end up damn near in the same spot. And I'm going to tell you this right here. I think, honestly, what the NFL is really showing us this, and I think this is going to be the real conversation changer. I think every team is almost close. You know what I'm saying? But what it really comes down to is like a Dak difference, an offensive coordinator difference. And like these are 32 teams filled with professional athletes. Everybody is really close.
Listen to this though. Listen to this part of my argument why I say the gap is non-existent at this point. Because think about this. The gaps, the holes that we had last year, and this still was a good team, y'all. That's why I said we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that, but this team really overachieved, bro. If we get the naming the big holes that we had in this team last year, it's simple. It's easy. Look, what was the biggest holes? We couldn't stop a nosebleed in the run. We had no cornerback 2. We had no wide receivers. All of these big time holes in this team, and we still was in the second round of the playoffs with a competitive game and lost. You see what I'm saying? So now when you look at it now, this team didn't address most of all them holes. We addressed almost all of them and got better at them. Now we made cornerback 2 a strength. Now we made wide receiver 2 a strength. So you think that these boys badly could beat us last year with all those holes in our team, and we got the better quarterback. So now you think they got a chance now? See, that's why I said to begin with, I didn't like the question at all. I didn't like the question I didn't like them asking the question, and I didn't like Demarcus Lawrence addressing the question like that. It's no flaw. It's no gap at all. I wouldn't even acknowledge a gap. That's what I'm saying when D-Law kind of acknowledged. I could see them going to the Super Bowl, but no, it's no gap for real, bro. They just got a fortunate hand and made it further in the playoffs. That's all they had.
And landlord, think about this too. Think about this, fellas. The Cowboys over the last couple years have played the former Super Bowl champions or Super Bowl champions in every opening season. You know what I'm saying? The very next season, right?
Right.
Think about this. Think about this. Nobody gives, you know what? If Fungu to the Eagles, right? Right. We beat the damn Cincinnati Bengals that nobody gives us credit for. With our backup quarterback, bro. Like, why don't we get listen to me? Stop giving the Eagles credit just because they won an additional game. How about those Minnesota Vikings that were 8-1 that looked unbeatable, dude?
Yeah.
I was watching
went up 33 on the boys. It was over with.
Beat the snot out of them boys.
Hey, and you spitting the truth.
Go ahead.
No. What I'm about to say is when you have limited vision, right? Because a third of our fan base got a limited vision of ourselves because they buy into the 3-ladder to 4-ladder network. I heard right before I jump on, we got a lot of fickle fans. We got a lot of feeble-minded fans, whereas you do blow one time and they all the sky is falling. The Cowboys are trash. Look, we haven't lost back-to-back all last year, but you would thought that we did, right? You would think that we went on a long losing spree. We went 12-5. No shade at them, but we went 12-5 with a Noah Brown. With a, you know what I'm saying? So when we start talking about these things,
your boy James Washington
and James Washington, don't forget. And when you have good vision, you will sit back and say that is not enough. The Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl primarily because they knew that they didn't have enough at wide receivers. So that's why they went and got a Kadarius Toney, because if he wasn't out there on the field on Super Bowl, we could be having a whole different conversations right now. You know, he was a game changer, a difference maker in that Super Bowl. Let me know if I'm lying and I'll hush.
No, you were not lying.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what he said, like I basically broke it down yesterday saying that every team has a flaw. That's something that some people don't realize. Like, bro, every team has a flaw. The Super Bowl champion Chiefs had flaws. They had a decent, okay wide receiving core, and they had a young secondary. You know what I'm saying? So every team has a flaw. It's the OC and the DC job to match those flaws to the best of their abilities and match wits with the opponent. That's the whole nature of the game. So not to say that we don't have flaws, but when you think about it, if we have the least amount of flaws, that means you got a good team. That's all that means.
I mean, at this point, the Eagles have more flaws than we do. You look at the current makeup of their roster. Yeah, I mean, there's questioning their safety room. They just lost a safety that had 6 interceptions for them last year.
Gardner.
They lost their starting middle linebacker. Like no, you good.
CJ Gardner. I had to hurt him correct it before somebody said, hey, CJ Gardner, go ahead.
CJ Gardner Johnson. Then they lost they started middle linebacker in Edwards. And then they already had questions on their defensive line. You know, I know they high on Jordan Davis. That's still a question mark. You know, the other boy ain't played a single snap in the NFL. So there's still questions there. So, you know, it's not like they're this unbeatable juggernaut. We couldn't stop the run last year. They sure can't stop the damn run. They got ran off the field in the Super Bowl. Yeah. So, you know, we have less, you know, if we just look on paper right now, we have less glaring weaknesses, you know, along our team. We got a better safety room. Even if you think the Eagles cornerback room is better, which I don't. You know, you could argue it's a push. You know, if you want to go there.
I'm going with my guys.
Hey, I'm going with my guys too. But you know, like even if you wanted to be objective, you know what I'm saying? Like here, at worst, it's a push because you know they love Maddox. We got a Deron Bland to have 5 interceptions out there. So you know we still got a deep. And listen, matter of fact, you go deep. If you go 4 deep, we saw what their fourth cornerback did. It got toe up. You know, against us. We trust Jordan Lewis as our fourth cornerback. So you're right. I'll go ahead and just flat out say we got a better cornerback room.
We can go 4 deep.
Hey, we go 4 deep. I'm gonna say this right here, right? Because I don't like saying positive stuff about the Eagles, but I will always tell the truth. And this is this. I do have a belief system that any hole that the Eagles feel that they have on their team, they will try to fix it.
Of course they will.
But this is what I will say. Because all that stuff y'all said sounds good. And it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. But I'm going to tell you this right now. I personally don't give a damn about all that. You want to know why? 3 letters, DAK. If he plays, you know the outcome. Next subject.
Facts. It's over with. It's over with.
What are we talking about? We are talking about a team that Dak Prescott physically owns in a division that cannot beat him consistently. I don't give a damn who their safety is.
Nope.
Their safety, listen to me. The best Philadelphia Eagles team that they could put on a field, they did last year. They couldn't.
Right.
And look, the best of historic defense, what did Dak Prescott do to him?
Put 50 points on them, bro.
Y'all better quit playing, man. And y'all sit up here and entertain them. Y'all sit up here and entertain them when they call your quarterback trash.
I'm gonna tell you this. Listen to this is where I think the travesty comes in. Is when we talk about Cowboys versus Eagles and we don't start off with 4. Like, man, I don't give it to CJ Gardner, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a damn. I don't even care about Tony Pollard. I don't care about none of them dudes, bruh. If Dak plays, you're gonna beat him, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, let's just be real. Let's just be real. Cowboys, and listen, you can say whatever you want to say, but I will say this. A 49ers, I've said this, a 49ers defense is schematically designed to beat a Kellen Moore offense.
Exactly. My goodness, man. Yes, indeed.
I'm going to tell you guys the reason being. I'm going to give you one reason. I'm going to tell you, I can give you a bunch of reasons, but I'm going to tell you the main reason. The main reason is this. Kellen Moore's offense is designed with curl routes, in routes, things that break inside, right? That means when the receiver breaks his route, he's turning around and he's flashing his numbers, okay?
Yeah.
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Only problem with the 49ers defense is they're the number 1 tackling defense in all of football. So guess what? They're going to let you catch the ball and do all this stuff in front of them. You want to know why? Because they have confidence in tackling you and stopping the yak.
Yeah.
Go look at the Dallas Cowboys yak yards versus the 49ers. It's almost it's nothing.
It's non-existent.
It's non-existent. That's why I'm going to be honest with you. That's the real reason why the Cowboys really couldn't give the ball to Tony Pollard, because they already knew in their mind, to be honest with you, that wasn't going to be effective. Why? Because they can tackle, bruh.
Time out, listen to this. This right here finna tell it all. I always said the matchup that we lost against the 49ers was between DeMeco Ryans and Kellen Moore. It wasn't the offense, it wasn't the defense.
Yes.
That's who we was losing to. Because you want to know why? This the proof right here. Our Amari Cooper led wide receiving core with CeeDee Lamb and stuff on a notch. Where would y'all rank that compared to the one last year?
What talk about which one?
The one that we had year before last compared to the wide receiver core we had.
It was way better when we had Amari Cooper.
Pause right there. Listen. That superior wide receiving core we had in 2021, right? Compared to the one in 2022. Why we lost the same way?
Was no change of game plan.
Why we lost the same way?
Because we got stubborn.
This is what I'm saying. No, because it's Kellen Moore playing. Even though he had better weapons, he still failed the same way.
Yeah.
It's his offense, apparently. Kellen Moore was losing to DeMeco Ryans, man. That's what it was. He was getting choked out in Smoke backyard like Friday, like Smoke say. Choked out in Smoke backyard against DeMeco Ryans. That was the battle that we lost.
And I'm going to tell you, the reason we lost it is because it is a schematical thing. And you know what it also shows? It also shows the arrogance in Kellen Moore, right? Because Kellen Moore had theoretically a year to prepare for this 49er defense. You want to know why? Because they didn't change from the year beforehand. Bro, we didn't lose. Listen to me. It doesn't matter if Brock Purdy played or Jimmy Garoppolo. Theoretically, Jimmy Garoppolo actually had a better game than us. To be honest with you.
I mean, versus us, yeah.
Playoffs. He actually, and guess what? Think about this. They both threw interceptions in critical moments. Both of them did.
Yeah.
Look, our defense did their job, and our offense was just, where was our offense?
Right.
Well, when you start talking about the low hanging fruit, the lowest common denominator would be, hey, it's the quarterback. But if I ask anybody that's in here right now, how do you beat quarters defense? How do you beat when they drop 6 and they drop 7? You don't throw into that, right?
No,
you run on that. You figure out ways to make that safety come down inside the box, and then you play the play action off of it. Even if you're gaining 2 and 3 yards, man, you just trying to get that safety down, right? You just trying to get them from stop rushing only 4 and getting a bigger box so that you can start hitting the outside, so you can hit them with the inside seam routes and what have you. The Cowboys didn't do no strategy. They even went, when we got inside our own 20, that 2nd and 2, let's go empty. man, as a DB, man, or a linebacker, I'm doing like this. I'm grinning. I'm sitting there like, yes, because I can sit on the sticks. I can sit on the routes. And that is exactly how the Niners played us for 2 years in a row in the postseason.
Hey, you know, like I said, even when Kellen Moore had a 10 in talent, and then the next year he had a 5, the results and the game plan looked exactly the same. That right there shows some incompetence from your OC.
Man, it shows a very limited offensive philosophy. If you're unable to adjust to what the defense is trying to throw at you, you're just trying to run your plays. You're limited as an offensive coordinator. So this just put this into perspective, man. There was no consistency in the way that we called the game. That's why we were able for Dak Prescott to go out there and have the game that he had against Tampa Bay, and then turn around, run the same exact game plan against a different defense, and get those results. If you're a good offensive coordinator, you will attack a defense's weakness and make them adjust to what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like he did not go out there, and properly attack with the defense that the 49ers ran out there. That's why we ended up, having Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott was our leading rusher for a large majority of that game.
Yep. Now let's talk about the game they played against the 49ers.
Hey, real
this
quick.
is what got them to the next level. But go ahead.
And also, you know what else? It also shows too, because we don't want to sit up and just rag on Kellen Moore because hey, he's gone. Praise God.
Yeah.
No, you know what I'm saying? We have new opportunities. But this is why I'm actually kind of like, I'm gonna say something about because
I said what was the 49ers weakness?
As bad as Kellen Moore was, right? This talent was still able to compensate for those mistakes and get them in position to win games, right? Mm-hmm. So it definitely encourages you because it lets me know that Mike McCarthy ain't even gotta be a guru. Like you just gotta be a dude that makes common sense.
I was about to say common sense.
It's like a lot of the stuff a lot of the things that's going on right now are just things that are like, it's like, it's funny because I got a 19-year-old daughter, right? And I hear her, the conversations, like there was a check she go to UCLA. She got a check sent to her to the house. I don't know what happened to the check, man. The check came here. I don't know what it disappeared, right?
Right.
My daughter's tripping out. What am I gonna do? I'm like, you can just call them and see if someone cashed it, and if they didn't, just tell them to send you another one. They do that? Yeah, they do that. Like they do those things. But it's like you look at it, so you take that same mindset, right? And I see fans and I see teams having that same mindset. It's like if you haven't experienced it yet, then it's like this new brand new thing, and it's like, bro, this is a normal day-to-day thing. You know what I'm saying? What we're seeing, the diminishment and the upgrades of teams, this happens every single year, right? But the real difference, right? Like, why does people be thinking, do the Chiefs just get every good players every year? No, they don't. No, they don't. But you know what they do? These little things. Like, I'm going to give you an example. The Chiefs lost in a Super Bowl. They lost in a Super Bowl. You want to know why? Because their tackles, bruh. Both their tackles were out of the game. What did they do the very next year? They went all in on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's about identifying. It's like what's a great thing in what you said, landlord. It's a great thing what you said. It's identifying your problems and then actually fixing them. You don't got to fix the whole team.
Right.
Like, think about this. We lost Anthony Brown, but guess what? We threw 4 different corners at it. I don't really remember a moment where somebody just went 400 or 500 yards on us.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
You just got to mask them flaws to the best of your ability.
You got to mask them.
Flaws,
every team. Well, like for example, one of the most dominant basketball players in NBA history, Shaq, right? But what was his flaws?
Shooting.
Right. Yeah. Perimeter. I want to get him down inside. So you, as a coach, you got to see those things and say, hey, I'm going to get you to play to your max capabilities, right? And that we've seen that even with the Niners.
Yep.
When their quarterback goes down, they look at ways on how they maximize the things that they do well at is running the ball, right? Make easy throws for said quarterback. On top of that, even when you look back at what the Eagles did, instead of betting against Jalen Hurts, they betted with him. They say, okay, they're going to give him A.J. Brown. They're going to make sure that Smitty, he's going into his second season. They're making sure that they put another qualified wide receiver with him and Dallas Goedert. let's understand that Jalen Hurts, he's a half of a field read guy. He's not going through his progressions. He's going to read, and if they take it away, he's running the ball, right? So that's what they did for him. I can't take that away from them, right? Yeah, and Steikens did a great job at that. But guess what? Steikens is not there anymore. And the new OC, they can't run that brother into the ground because they're going to look at it and say, hey, we just gave that man all of that money. What you doing?
And Law, I'm gonna tell you this right here. Something that is going to be back in the back of their mind is their quarterback broke he damn near broke his collarbone last year.
Damn near, yep.
And I'm gonna just be real, like, when he came back, you saw how many times Jalen Hurts was running that ball.
Shoot.
One would believe that a smart organization says this: you do not have the quality of backup behind Jalen Hurts, right? Yeah. So I don't believe the exact same thing you saying, Law. $250 million. I would not be surprised that his first year on contract is just like Dak's first year on contract. What they do? Try to turn Dak into a Peyton Manning. Why? Because every time he runs, you're thinking $40 million. $40 million.
Yeah.
Hi, Dak. Yeah. Hi, Dak. Slide.
I mean, realistically, he's going to have to stop running as much anyway. There's not a quarterback that averages 11 rushing attempts and stay healthy. Lamar Jackson was the last guy that did it. He's been hurt the last 2 years, right? You look at Cam Newton. Cam Newton probably most physically imposing running quarterback that I've ever seen. He could not stay healthy towards the end of his career. So, you cannot consistently run that much stay healthy. He didn't even do it last year, like Wes pointed out. He got hurt. He got hurt at the end of the year, and that will open the door for us down the stretch to try to steal the division after have our quarterback out. So they will probably have a different kind of game plan with Jalen Hurts, especially now that he doesn't have a stable of running backs that are actually healthy all the time. Like, he got some guy with talent. They got injury histories. Right, Swift got a lot of upside. Does not stay healthy. The same thing with the other boy from Seattle. He does not stay healthy.
Penny,
The thing about it though, but one thing people don't realize is, like we said, they replacing some of their top tier talent with rookies and stuff. So you gotta hope that you can even be what you was last year, let alone being better. We know we got better. Like, we know we got better with the 2 free agents we got. We got much better. Because we didn't have many flaws to begin with.
And it's proven talent.
Yeah.
I mean, but you guys got to think, every organization, they're gonna try to replace them with somebody they think is going to succeed, right?
True.
But one thing I will say this is, like, I love that everything that we're talking about the Eagles, it was not the deciding factor on why they beat us week 1. I mean, that first game. Like, every Cowboy fan on here knows that if Dak Prescott plays that game, the first game versus the Philadelphia Eagles, we beat them.
We would have won, yeah.
We would have won. So think about this, man. Like, we can talk about all this team building, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be a Dak Prescott offense with whatever. Because I know 3 different offenses that Dak can put 50 points on this defense.
Yeah. Think about this.
Three different wide receiving cores that Dak can put 50 points on this offense.
Think about this. They talk about if Jalen Hurts would have played the second game, they would have beat us, bro. Why Jalen Hurts' game didn't look as good as Gardner Minshew game did?
Gardner Minshew scored.
Tell me that. Y'all ain't afforded the luxury to say that. When we seen what Jalen Hurts did against this defense, and it was lackluster, it was pedestrian. So how you gonna say if he would have played that last game, we would have beat you? Now Gardner Minshew had a better game than Jalen Hurts did the first time around. So how you even gonna make that case?
Moose Brown, how you say y'all would have won that game, but with Hurts play instead of Minshew, we would have won. No, because Dak beat y'all by 20. Dak beat y'all by 20. The one time they played, he blew y'all out. I was there, seen it live in person. That man up here threw more. That man up there throwing touchdowns to Trayvon D like he back in college. Boy, come on.
Killed that, bro. Look, why Jalen Hurts' game didn't look like that game looked when he got to play against y'all. Jalen Hurts barely threw over 200 yards against us, man. So Gardner Minshew had a phenomenal game compared to what Jalen Hurts did, and he still lost.
I think the most points Hurts ever scored on us was like 26. So he never put 30 points on us. And Dak Prescott, since 2019, he averaged 32 or 35 points a game. So let's be real with it. Hurts don't play defense, y'all. Come on, y'all.
And
The Eagles
listen to me. I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna say this real quick, and this is gonna be an explosive statement. An explosive statement. From
what do you mean? What I'm talking about? I'm talking about when Dak Prescott and Hurts played one game, bro. It was 2021. It was 2021.
What was this? Yeah, what was this go?
It was like 41-21. Like 41-21. What are you talking about, Move?
Henny. Let them argue with the internet. Don't get him no more. Don't get him saying, especially if they ain't hit no stars or no chats, man. You just can't come boss hog the show like that. Dumb business. It's a million people in the comments saying smart stuff.
Yeah, smart
stuff. You know what I'm saying? Say smart stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this, right? Cowboys. And this is what I said before the game, right? If you look at the Eagles team, the way they are designed, I honestly think Gardner Minshew would be a better fit for this team than Jalen Hurts. You want to know why?
He played a way better game.
Everything on the Eagles says throw the ball.
Yeah.
Y'all got two wide receivers that will be paid like their number ones. You have a tight end that's a top tight end. Yep. You have a running back who catches the ball. But then you have a quarterback that runs the ball.
Listen, this finna be real quick, bro. I be forgetting my point, so forgive me. But listen, everybody that say Jalen Hurts is just the best thing since sliced bread, right? Tell me what attribute the Eagles team got that don't benefit the quarterback. This man got everything, bro. He got a great O-line. He got a great tight end. This man got great wide receivers. What else he got? He had a great running game. Like everything that can help a quarterback, that's exactly what the Eagles had. But they just say, hey, Jalen Hurts is amazing and he way better than everybody. Okay, leave it alone.
I mean, Jalen Hurts' best season as a NFL pro was as good as Dak Prescott's rookie season. And
how many more things that can help a quarterback? Let me know. Did I forget some? Did I forget some?
Yeah,
I named everything.
But listen to me. Y'all know, listen to me. I'm going to let this be known. Y'all know I love me some black quarterback. I love me the back quarterback. I love him, and I support Mr. Jalen Hurts. But this is what I do not support. I do not support you guys' view of him. You know what I'm saying? I believe Jalen Hurts is what Jalen Hurts is, but I also believe that it's not sustainable. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think he's good.
Considering
he's good. It's just like they just make him like he's just great. I don't think he's just great. I think the OC used him in a great way. Just like Law said, like I can't blame him. Look, I've been watching Jalen since college, bro. I know he's got better, but the way I look at it, like everything I seen Jalen Hurts doing, I'm like, yeah, Jalen can do that. That ain't nothing but good OC play right there. That's good OC.
And on top of that, man, for us to we ain't throwing no shade or salt at Jalen Hurts, because if I ask landlord what was Jalen Hurts' comp before coming to the NFL,
yeah, they tried to say he was that.
Right. And HTM, what was his comp? You know, Dak Prescott. Yeah. So we get it, we understand it, you know, and we can see you put weapons around that, and then you minimize his weakness by strengthening him and putting pieces around him. But here's the thing: what the great Jimmy Johnson said. You know, once they catch on to what you're trying to do and figure you out, that makes it even more harder. And then he was the first one when everybody thought that the Washington team didn't have a chance. I had it on my show. Jimmy knew that the Washington team was going to beat the Eagles that week. He knew it. And he was the only person that said it. And everybody like, Jimmy just hating because it's the Eagles. Nah, he was spitting the truth. And nobody likes the truth. And guess what happened in that game? Y'all can let me know who won. You know,
Washington.
Yeah.
But it's just what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna pull up something real quick. I just want to see something real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it ain't no slight of them. I told you, I gave big salutes to their OC. That's what the OC supposed to do. Right. I didn't see many things that I was like, now maybe I ain't gonna lie on the young man. He did do a lot of things that he got better at. Yeah. I watched a lot of Eagles game. I'm like, okay, that was a good throw, Jalen. Now I ain't no hater now. I'm just being real. But most of the majority of the game, I'd be like, okay, Jalen been doing that. That's normal Jalen stuff. Right. That right there, just a testament to how good they OC was calling the game and utilizing their talent. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say it like this, right? It's really the Eagles shouldn't even really be talking about what Jalen Hurts can do this year, because when you give someone a 6-year contract, it's about what can he do over the life of that contract. Will he get better? You know what I'm saying? Can he do what Dak did? And that is, Dak has gotten progressively better every single year. You know what I'm saying? Dak has never had a year where he's sloped down. Now, people will say, oh, yeah, but last year, listen to me. If you could only point out one stat amongst 50 stats that are equivalent to a quarterback, then we're in a good place, especially since 6 of those interceptions actually touched other wide receivers' hands before they went into a cornerback's hands, right? Yeah. And I'm going to tell y'all this right here. Jalen Hurts don't even throw the ball like that to be in a situation like Jalen. I would never think that Jalen Hurts has a bunch of interceptions.
Let's swap receivers. Yeah. Let's swap receivers last year. Our receivers last year for their receivers. And then see what would have happened.
Or not even, honestly, I'm going to keep it real. Not even not even the receivers, because there's Jalen Hurts is not, his second read is running the ball. Yeah. Like, it's a totally different situation when your first read is Smith, other guy is the other AJ. And then your third option is just take off running. Yeah. Like, that's a totally different situation where Dak Prescott is actually staying in the huddle and going through reads. And this is what I would say this right here. I think now Dak is in the best position. Why? Because Jalen Hurts is still in a situation where they're asking him to carry a team. Bro, Dak shouldn't have had to carry a team that is CeeDee Lamb, goddamn Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, all these, we had a squad. So it's like, we need to, as an organization, get away from Dak carrying us every single week. Because that's not balanced either. Like, we've talked a lot about the Eagles, and hey, I F the Eagles. We can talk about them some more later on.
Yes, indeed. And here's what I'm about to say, and I'm not addressing everybody, but we're not taking a dump on the Eagles for going out there getting an A.J. Brown or for getting him weapons or what have you, or solidifying the defense. We're just pointing out the differences between the two, whereas we went 12-5, could have been possibly 14-3 if we just had our shit together. But what the problem was the Cowboys were like, oh, we can roll with Noah Brown and still win 12 games. Think about this. We were up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? We were up against the Green Bay Packers. But when you have a person by the name of less talent, you have less errors to make. Think about this. The Colts, they went toe-to-toe with the doggone Philadelphia Eagles, right? They barely scraped upon that. If they didn't have an A.J. Brown, that's an L, right? I even look back at the Chicago game, although they end up pulling off from them. Hey, if they didn't have playmakers, that could have been an L for them. So it's all about putting things into context to make sure that you can look at the talent level that you have on your team and say, hey, if we went 12-5 with this, man, can you imagine what we can do if we finally get some weapons out there? And that's what the Cowboys did.
If we would have actually bet with Dak Prescott for once.
Right. So that's the whole argument.
They've been betting against the man since he came out. Right. You know what I'm saying? Since he came out.
And I'm going to tell y'all this right here, too. Like, to a degree, the Cowboys are doing it again, man. Because
they've been against them again?
I don't necessarily.
I'm about to say, I think they a little bit betting with them this time. They ain't push all the chips in the middle of the table. They kept a little few on back. This is why I say, you know what I'm saying?
This is because there is still question marks on this offense. And I know we have guys that we love, but there's actually more question marks on this offense this year than there were last year. And the reason being is because I'm talking about which are very important positions, because both those positions was number 1 and 2 in touchdowns or in first downs. Those are what? Moving the ball. Now, also on a West Coast offense, we're not going to be, listen to me, as much as we love Brandon Cooks, the Dallas Cowboys are not stretching the field. I'm sorry to say it. When I mean stretching the field, I mean like Kansas City stretching the field, like taking consistently shots. I do not believe that's the Dallas Cowboys way, and nor do I believe that's Mike McCarthy's way. Why? Because they've been very adamant on running the ball. That means your tight ends are going to be even more important this year. And that also lets me know that your running backs, when you do pass the ball, there's going to be more play actions. Why? Because if running is going to be your strength, that means you're probably going to throw off your strength with is what? Play action. So it's like you are even though you did make some changes, you also created some question marks.
Let me ask you this, Wes. Let me ask you this.
Shoot.
Do the 2023 Cowboys roster beat the 2022's Cowboys team?
In my mind, as of
Yeah.
right now,
Running a simulation right now, if you go best out of 5 or what have you, who will win?
And you also got to count in that Tyrus Smith is healthy right now.
yeah,
You count all of that. Count it up.
if I can't say the entire the Dallas Cowboys offense versus the defense right now, I would probably say that the 22 offense is going to be better. I'm just being real.
2022's
Last year's
offense.
offense. And this is why I say, as of right now, you lost 20 touchdowns in 2 guys. You lost 126 first downs in 2 guys. Like, that is a lot that to replace. And think about this. The last report I got from my tight end room, one was getting cussed out by Dak and the other one was getting cussed out by the offensive coordinator. and think about this. Tony Pollard still has the biggest brace in America on his leg right now. And think about this. This is the thing. I 100% believe Tony Pollard's going to be the guy when he comes back. But Michael Gallup showed me that I don't know when he's going to come back. And I shouldn't trust anything the Cowboys got to say about injuries until I physically see it myself. Because, Law, we're going to be in training camp. We're going to be there in the next month. So we'll actually be able to tell. So
Man, I got my money on the 2023 Cowboys.
I'll be there too.
You the lone wolf on that one, huh?
Let me take you something real quick. I'm going to get set up like the bad guy on that question. You want to know why?
Right.
You know why? Because I'm using, not saying I'm not using facts, but I'm not using any hope. I'm just going off of raw. I haven't seen the 2023 offense, but I'm those questions, I don't know where the 20 touchdowns are going to come from, and I don't know where those 126 first downs are going to come from.
You know what? I would have felt differently if you'd have said, you know what, Law, it's depending on who's calling the plays,
Without Kellen Moore, that's a huge upgrade.
You know what?
Without Kellen Moore, that's a huge upgrade.
I'm jump in that boat with you, Law. Go ahead.
Depending on who calls the play, because we can play that game all day, 2022 versus 2021. And me and Coach Marv, boy, we got into it, fisticuffs almost on the phone. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Coach Marv, you know how Coach Marv, he's like, yeah, Law. Now, Noah Brown. If you look at the overall, you got that deep voice. Hey, if you look at the overall concept, he's putting up numbers just as good as Cedric Wilson, and he's putting up numbers just as good as, and he was talking about the overall team concept. And granted, we had Amari Cooper in 2021. We had Cedric Wilson. He was in his bag in 2021, believe it or not. And the CeeDee Lamb was on his way going upwards, right? So yes. I was sitting there like, nah, Coach, you can't replace Amari Cooper with Noah Brown. Now, granted, we both finished the season 12-5. Collectively, our wide receiver core was still better in 2021, in my opinion, though.
Hey.
So you mean to tell me they took away Amari Cooper and Cedric Wilson, but Dak still got us?
Well,
that was you telling me. Not just Dak, but you know what I mean.
You guys something? I'm gonna tell you guys something.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, fellas, if the things work out the way they should work out,
right?
The question shouldn't be who's gonna be better, because on paper, I think the 22 offense will look better on paper. Because you got to remember, scoring was Kellen Moore's thing.
Yep.
Think about this. There were times where we didn't need to freaking score, bro.
I was about to say to the like, you know what I'm saying? It was actually a bad thing though. Sometimes
we needed to just keep running the damn ball so the time can go off.
True.
Complimentary football.
Oh my God, the game just went. It just lost my head. It just went.
Yeah.
See, when you were just saying that, I almost interjected and was like, look, that went good.
We could have finished 14-3. We could have finished 14-3. All we had to do against the Jags, run the ball. All we had to do against the Green Bay Packers, run the
damn ball.
Right. And technically, we played vanilla football against Washington at the end. So we could have literally lost only 2 games, believe it or not. And I know people are going to be like, nah, Law, you just, homering this thing up. But nah, that's real talk.
Bruh, listen to me. If you're a real Cowboy fan, there has been moments with Kellen Moore where you have been up and you're thinking, bro, just don't try to score anymore. Just keep running it, bruh. Like, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you, this is one of the biggest disconnects, because I told you I was gonna give you one thing that Kellen Moore used to irritate me about, but I'll give you two things that he used to irritate me about. He was an offensive coordinator that was oblivious to the fact that he had a defense.
Well, damn.
He didn't
look on him that if I don't get it right now, the defense can just stop. Yes, they can just stop them, bro. Stop.
Look, it's sad because you ain't taking care of them either. It's almost like in basketball when your big man running, bro, throw him a couple oops sometimes. You ain't doing him super bad. Like you the defense will go out there and do something gangster, and Kellen Moore just running, gunning, and then they gotta go right back on
out there running the floor, looking for the lob.
And you won't never throw the man a oop. You think he gonna keep playing like that?
Hey, you can't not reward effort. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm also put this. We'll talk about the differences in between the offenses. Right, we know that Kellen Moore used a lot of digit system concepts. You know, he used to go out there, have them boys. It was multiple, right? Should be multiple, should be able to adapt, but they didn't do a good job at adapting. Too many option routes, too many this, too many that, not enough motion, not enough play action. We know these things, right, from the statistics. Well, when you think about what we're planning to do this year, obviously, you look at Brian Schottenheimer, there should be more play action concepts. Dak Prescott for his career, 48 touchdowns on play action, only 11 interceptions, over 68% completion percentage when he uses that concept. You'll see more screens in that, which in a sense would be an extension of the run game. Dallas Cowboys have never been top 10 in screen percentage since Dak Prescott has been here. Right. So you'll give Dak Prescott, using this basketball terminology, you'll get this boy more layups. Right, they've been asking Dak Prescott to take a lot of fadeaways, a lot of step back threes in this offensive concept we've been running. He'll have more layups, he'll have more sure things, he'll have more drive starters. So I feel comfortable with these, with these concepts that they're going to throw out there with Dak, just giving the change in offensive philosophy, giving Mike McCarthy's track record, giving what we've seen with Brian Schottenheimer. So I feel because we got better personnel, like we were talking about, I know that Dalton Schultz is gone. But if you look at the track record of Brian Schottenheimer and you look at the track record of Mike McCarthy when the tight end was not named Jermichael Finley, they were not really included in the offense like that. True. Right? Jermichael Finley was the only guy that ate with Mike McCarthy when he did not have this super athletic, super freak offensive weapon at the tight end position. They were not featured in the offense. They went 3 wide, 4 wide. No were the guys that got the ball. So
Right,
hold up, Moose Brown. You just talking what you're talking because last year, hold on. Don't even cut me off. I'm speaking on this. You said screens are not prominent in the NFL no more. Yet Patrick Mahomes last year was top 10 in screen usage and in play action usage. So you mean to tell me the best quarterback in the league was one of the quarterbacks that used the most screens, but they're not prominent in the NFL? You just be talking, Brown. You my guy though, and I love that you in the chat box with me. You still my boy.
Henny, listen to me. I know right now if I was a dude in the comment box and I wanted to get my comment read, I would say something that Henny is not true, so he could read.
I can get a free
I'm just saying, if I was a guy in this comment box and I wanted to, I would definitely say something to piss off Henny, right?
Yeah.
Man, I forgot what we was talking about because I had a
Come on, we got it.
Go ahead. That boy hit it. That boy, listen, I know this. You better hurry up and buy.
Screen game can be the extension of your run game. It alleviates some of the pressure. And then in West Coast concepts, far as taking the top off the defense of what West Coast was saying, you can do it with deep overs, meaning that you take your outside wide receiver and you stretch them all the way across on the top end, and that will give you your underneath naturally. So and open it up for that. Yeah. And I think that we have that. We have speed. Most of our guys are 4.3 or 4.4 guys. And we didn't utilize that last year. We kind of went away with that. We kind of said, okay, we want you to run a 5 and a hitch, come back, 7 and the hitch, come back, run to the sticks and come back. And you stop motion with that. You stop rhythms with that. And the game plan was completely different with Michael Gallup with those bad knees and ankles and everything, because he was trying to compensate on his pain by him coming back on a hitch route. You put him on the slant. You go back and you watch that Buccaneers tape, y'all. I promise y'all, Gallup ran slants in that game. He didn't run hitches and comebacks. But in the Niners game, here he is running hitches, comebacks, right? Even though it was on the sideline. Put him in favorable routes. And I think that's what Mike McCarthy is going to do now with this offense and Brian Schottenheimer. Keep this in mind. I'm going to let you go, landlord. The Cowboys keeping 70% of Kellen Moore's scheme or play design. And they're going to add 30%. So they're not throwing away everything. They're saying that, hey, there were some good stuff in this offense. That's why we were ranked top 5 in the last 4 or 5 years. But what they're trying to do now is let's do away with the J-Ron Curse catching the interception against the Eagles. And the first play out of that was a double reverse. Let's do away with that bullshit stuff. Let's go run real stuff.
Law Nation, you a married man, so I'm gonna make this real sweet, real fast and sweet. Okay,
talk to me.
How long you been married? About 15 years. So 15 years ago.
Yeah, go ahead.
15 years ago, you meet your beautiful lady. You know what I'm saying? You come in the house, and she like, you tell your lady, I'm gonna keep 70% of the stuff my ex-girlfriend bought me. Are you married today, Law?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
No. I wants to know. Because I just have a feeling that after firing a man, you're going to come into an office and be like Mike McCarthy. Yeah, we got his ass up out of here, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to use 70% of his playbook. I'm sorry. Listen to me.
Hold on.
That analogy is kind of hard, though.
Can I interject something? Because I know you always concerned when you hear, well, that didn't work. We're still gonna run some stuff. There was a lot of things that worked. There was the things that did not work in his offense. Hold on. The thing that did not work in his offense was the option routes, right? That was the thing that did not work. When you think about the digit system in of itself, it allows you to be multiple. It is easier to understand. Hey, my boy, just go out there and run a 9 route. Right. That's easier to understand that, hey, man, we're running spot wide banana, Tallahassee, mid-south, midnight, hut, hey, that's easier. That's what Mike McCarthy was talking about. Hey, that some of these things got a little too wordy. So, like you can still keep, like the digit, like some of the digit system on the fly. Like, hey, you can change it to a 9, a 2, a 1 on the fly. Like you can keep that, and a lot of things will still work. But if you just take out like those option route concepts, you add in this play action stuff, you add in this West Coast stuff,
right,
to take up for that 30%, then you probably have your good offense. Now, granted, we could be wrong about our assessment here. I could be completely wrong. They might still run out there and run some bull option routes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going from the positive idea of just keeping the stuff that worked and none of that poison seeping in. So, I understand what you were having.
Everything was bad. Well, it's not everything was bad. Come on, fam. Not everything was bad.
Hey. No, this is what I'm saying, though. Like, listen to me. I'm not trying to, like, this is what I'm saying. You have new starting tight ends. You have new starting running backs.
Right.
You have a new starting second receiver. And you have a new starting offensive coordinator and a new lineup on the offensive line. Your offense has changed, fam.
Yeah, it changed.
It changed. 30% is a lot.
Listen to me.
30% is a lot.
I mean, hey, only 30% of the world is just dry land. So this is a lot of stuff.
Think about this, though, family. Think about this. That is more than 30% of the positions on your offense.
Well, see, we're not talking about the offense itself. We're talking about schematically.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is this. This is what I'm saying is this. There has been too many. This offense schematically is about to be dumbed down, and this is
as it should.
As it should be. So with that is more than 70%. Because think about this: Dennis Houston was able to get on this starting offense. You want to know why? Not because he was better than Noah Brown, because he understood what an option route was better than Noah Brown. He knew what exactly, and that's why when we was at training camp, remember, Law, we looking at Noah Brown. I mean, looking at Dennis Houston like, damn. Dennis Houston looked like a pro. He looked like he really know what he's doing.
That number 3 on him was looking good. I think it took his power away when
he knew what he was doing. You just said he knew what he was doing. That it ain't had nothing to do with his capabilities, though. That was a flaw in Kellen Moore's whole philosophy. Shout out to Macho Boomin, man.
Yeah,
he showed love on every show, man. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to David Sorrells too.
Oh yeah, hey, shout out to David Sorrells and shout out to my boy Mucho Boomin.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Shout out to him.
Keeping
man.
the lights
That's
on
real
over
love
here,
right
man. Oxnard Farm, man.
Yeah,
Y'all
keeping the
think that
lights
we get a
on.
big corporation to pay for us to get out there to Oxnard? Nah, man. We come out there from
Nah.
y'all, man. You know, from y'all support.
I gotta
man.
come out the
You know,
pockets.
yeah, from y'all support. Y'all appreciate y'all.
I ain't got no
endorsement.
endorsements yet.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm still
Hey,
young.
but you know what? I think in the grand scheme of things, listen to me. We should all be excited that change is going to happen. You want to know why?
Mhm.
Because every single time a team played us, their post game interviews made you throw up. You heard stuff like, bro, listen, you want to be funny? Go listen to Stephon Gilmore's breakdown of how he played the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh my mama, you ain't lying.
Yeah. They knew what they was gonna do. That's they told on Kellen Moore. They put him on Front Street. They 6'9", they gunned on
Remember
Kellen
the
Moore. They told
linebacker
everything.
from the
They did.
Buccaneers.
He was like, bro, you know, we knew they weren't going to
Well,
do
that was Levante Davis or that was Devin White. One of them. They just telling everything. Like, everybody's sick of what they was doing. And if you look at the way the 49ers played us, bro, them boys was sitting on everything, man. Now look, we know they got some good linebackers. You know what I'm saying? Them boys are good. But ain't no way they that instinctive. Ain't no way. Them boys was sitting on everything, bro, every play. That just shows me that Kellen Moore had got figured out and everybody knew what the Cowboys was going to do. Like you referenced Stephon Gilmore in that breakdown. He said everybody knows. He didn't say I know. He didn't say film say. No, hold on. He didn't say film said this. He didn't say I know this. He said everybody knows. When the Cowboys show you one thing in the first part of the game, they going right back to it. Everybody know this. So that right there alone tells you a lot about the league had Kellen Moore figured out to a certain degree, and he wasn't as versatile with his game plan and his play calling that he should be.
Think about
that's
this.
what that tells you. Obvious. Who else calling? What are these other players calling out these other teams' OCs at?
Think about this, landlord. Think about this. When he says everybody, bruh. Like
everybody,
you're
everybody, not just me, not just you,
NFL, bro.
Not just you. Look, Wes, not just me, not just Law, not just HTM, not just West Coast. Everyone knows this. Like, he just wanted to let you know.
And I'm gonna keep it real. That's why I'm okay with 7. Because listen, we do need to put different stuff on film.
Right.
Because listen, when how Moves talking about something, y'all don't put that on Dak. Did Stephon give one name Dak?
Yeah.
He talking about the
like
offense.
He's
talking about the offense.
Name me the defensive player that said, hey, I'm calling out Dak about that. Yeah, I don't see them saying that. You know,
they talking about schematically. They talking about play calling. They talking about the OC. That's what they talking about. They ain't saying nothing about that. They telling you look. They don't know what Dak finna do. They know what this offense finna do.
And think about
here's what I'm gonna say about Dak Prescott. There's no growth in comfort, though. In peer-to-peer coaching, there would have been no growth. Dak Prescott, by far, is the only person since Kellen Moore left said, man, I'm really gonna miss him. I can't find another Cowboy player to say, damn, I'm really gonna miss him. But here's in context about what I'm about to say.
That was a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. But here's what I'm gonna say. He never talked about Kellen Moore as a coach, though. And that's volumes to me, because what he said is, hey, they started off as teammates.
Close friends.
And then he went from quarterback coach to offensive coordinator. So when you have somebody that's over you, that you once beat and defeated, there's really not much that person can teach you, fam. And that is real talk.
You don't even respect them. Can you naturally respect that person?
I was just about to say
as your superior?
I just really want to get Dak alone. In a with a bourbon in his hand and a cigar in his hand, but bow tie kind of slightly turned up. He didn't have a good night. And I just that. What you really think about Kellen Moore?
How you really feel about this man?
Guys, he was your third string. Listen to me, bro. Like, listen. I'm just curious. When you was the starting quarterback and he was a backup, right? I mean, when he was the backup quarterback, when he was the starting quarterback, because Tony Romo got hurt.
Yeah.
And you were the third string quarterback. Was you sitting and looking at him asking yourself, you're better than him? or when you were the third string quarterback and he was the second string, did you honestly think that Kellen Moore was better than you? No, I always thought he was better
Listen,
than
man.
you. I always thought he was better than you.
You cannot. I don't think you can naturally respect
Right.
the person like that in that type of dynamic. I
Yeah.
just don't think so. You can
Yeah.
try to simulate it. You can try to
Respect for him.
try your best.
And he
to
really
get
might
on
like him
college
as a
drive.
person, but like him as a coach, I don't think
can-
so.
No, not
Respect.
like. I'm talking about respect.
Reverence.
Respect.
I mean,
you can
I
like.
mean, what-
I like a lot of.
I mean,
people.
I'm just saying, what had Kellen Moore done for him to
Listen,
respect him?
That's the problem.
That's the problem. This is what I'm saying. Look, the only way you can learn and like basically apply what somebody teaching you is respect. Like if somebody never knew nothing about Cowboy Space or YouTube, you think we finna listen to them? No, if they telling us about it. We like, man, I don't want to hear. You ain't never been there. So how you gonna tell me
Lalo, let me
anything
use
about
something that's close to you.
it? You know what I'm saying?
If no one knew of Nick Saban, he walk into a room, start talking football. We be like, man, get out of here, man. He's 5'6",
Yeah.
and he got the loudest
Yeah.
bark in the state of Alabama. Let me know if I'm wrong, right? And he will go in there and recruit a guy that's 6'8", recruit a guy that's 6'4".
That boy
You
went
know what
over
I'm
the
saying?
mouth.
Because
Look,
Talk
I
to
do
me.
you one better, Law. Look, just like think about if Nick Saban talking to you about, spirituality or something. Like you might not want to get the spirituality
Yeah,
from
man, come
Mr.
on,
Nick
man.
Saban. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to talk
Yeah.
about football with him. He's a football expert, not a financial expert, not a
Right.
law expert. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna get your experience and your information from somebody you respect
Yeah.
in that space. If you need legal help, you're not gonna go to your nearest fast food
Yeah.
restaurant. You're not. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go to somebody who's respected in the space. This is simple. So of course you can't respect Kellen Moore because he has done nothing to earn that respect. How can you
Exactly.
do it? He was unproven to
Exactly.
begin with. Even if you want to, you can try your hardest. You can give it the good old
Yeah.
college try. You can try your best. You got good intentions and everything. But naturally, you just not gonna
Yeah.
respect this man. Not in this
Right.
space. You're not.
And I'm gonna tell you this right here. One thing I know about
Roll Tide though.
if you can't
Roll Tide for sure.
if you can't like if you can't beat someone in like Mortal Kombat, like a physical combat, it's hard to then get on it. Like I know Dak had to been in the weirdest situation because that's just weird, man. Like a guy that could not beat you on the field.
Right.
Now you have to now trust his mind. But think about this. What about when everybody else was saying he was a guru and West Coast was over here like, I don't believe he's a guru. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
what if I was that and I still had to be like, I don't believe he's a guru, but I think he's a great, you know what I mean? Like we don't, that's what I'm saying. Like it sucks that Kellen Moore's greatest attribute was something that wasn't proven on paper. And it really sucks that they used Dak Prescott 3 of his years of his career to show y'all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, think about that. That was 3 years of his career that we used to show that, dang, he wasn't. So having the third string quarterback as your offensive coordinator doesn't work. No, it doesn't work.
Look how long it took him to learn about Jason Garrett, man.
Oh man, 13 years collectively.
Like, bro, now look, Jason Garrett, they wanted to make themselves right. That's a danger. That's ego right there. That's egotistical right there. You want to make yourself right. You seen that you wasn't right, but you just hell bent on making yourself right. Like that's dangerous. But I ain't gonna lie though, I do feel like this team is going in the right direction. I don't see as much ego moves no more. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you straight up, ego moves last year, Jalen Tolbert would have been on the field whether he was ready or not. They would have forced him on us. Like you remember when you was a kid, mama used to make you eat the broccoli, Law. You would have had to eat that broccoli. Like they would have forced Jalen Tolbert on us. Real talk. All the beans you don't like, you gotta eat it. They would have put him on the field regardless.
Smash and spread it. You know what I'm saying? Smash it and spread it all over. Oh, I hate it. You know.
You don't want it, but you gotta take it.
I honestly though, I would have been okay if they would have forced a little bit up on us. Because you know what? At least they would have been because like listen to me. I would have rathered him being forced on us than then sitting on the sidelines, bruh.
But you look, not just you. I don't want to do that because I don't feel like fighting now. I gotta go in a minute. But you was one of the people that was super mad at him for being outside. That was just one.
Wait, for being outside. No.
He was outside. That was just one mistake.
Wait. I didn't listen.
Not just you. I'm just talking about.
Wait. Let me speak on something. I personally have never really been I have actually been one that understood what was up with Jalen. I didn't get mad at him for being.
I'm talking about in the masses for like in general, really.
Let me just say, I'm gonna be honest with you. When he jumped offside, you know who I was upset with, and Henny, you'll vouch for me on this because we did the game together. I was actually mad at the coaching staff for putting him in at that time.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm saying.
You said a mouthful there.
You don't put a rookie in at that moment.
Oh, you talking about the moment? Because I was just about to say, in general, you ain't talking about putting them in. You talking about the situation. Okay.
In theory, with guys who trying to learn and pick up, you want to slide them in early so that you don't put them in like a third quarter,
in a critical situation.
You put them in, and to your point, to the degree, whereas you want to get somebody out there to make sure that they learn. There's two ways and two philosophies you can get from there, but you don't want to hurt it. Case in point, Chaz Green. Y'all remember? I mean, they threw him out there left tackle and said, "Hey, make it happen." And he gave up 6 or 7 sacks or something like that. 6 sacks against the Atlanta Falcons. That was a horrid way to do that, right? And then you didn't put nobody on that side of the chip block. And that was the old regime. I think that sometimes as coaches, you can stunt the growth of a player by putting them out there too soon and not allowing them to play. And on top of that, you can stunt the growth of a player by putting them out there and not yanking them when necessary. My point is with this is the whole conversation with even Kelvin Joseph. You see, every chance he got thrown out there, it was, it's an emergency. Let's throw him out there. He get burnt, and it kills his confidence. It's always leading up to that week that no coach said, hey, that's going to be my starting outside cornerback. So as a DB, you're supposed to have confidence. You're supposed to say, hey, I'm the end-all, be-all on the island out here. But if you never had solid ground, then you would never know. So Kelvin Joseph's entire career, and I know y'all gonna shank me with the butter knife for those that's in the chat that said, "Law man, get off for Kelvin Joseph." But for him to never get a starting role that week going into the game changes the whole mindset of a player. And he's not like a Deron Bland they can just throw in there and make plays. All players are different. Yep. So we may not ever know who Kelvin Joseph really is because he's always been thrown into the deep end and yanked before he can learn from his mistakes.
Bad situations and can't take their lumps. But hey, y'all, shout out to Mr. Keith Shepard for the cash out, man. I hate it. I got to get ready to go, man. I want to rock out with y'all even more, but I gotta go and wrap this up. I gotta get to the day job, man. But I appreciate y'all, man.
I got like 5 minutes before I gotta get up out of here too, man. So, but hey, man, I do want to say this before we get up out of here, man. Listen, today is the 24th. Theoretically, training camp starts in 30 days.
In 30 days.
30 days.
Then so we going out to Texas shortly, right?
We are Texas about 2 weeks.
We got Texas in 2 weeks, but we ain't told nobody.
Oh yeah. Training camp gonna be here in 2 weeks, and not 2 weeks, in literally a month. You know what I'm saying? So we almost there. We almost there. Yeah. All these questions that we have are about to be answered literally in 30 days.
Yes, sir.
Listen to me, y'all. You're almost there. It's some folks that's about to jump off the cliff. Don't do it. You're almost there.
Please don't. Yeah, I just want to go and log out, man. You know,
these offseasons are going faster too. I will say that, boy. Yeah, they are going faster.
Yeah, you know, I go by Landlord from Alabama, man, with the same handle on all social media, man. Y'all come rock with me. I'm on the road to 4K, and I would very much so appreciate it if y'all help me go and get over this hump. I'm trying to pop me a little bottle, you know what I'm saying? Be a little celebratory. So y'all help me out and get over this 4K hump, man. But I appreciate all the support. Shout out to the nation. And before I go, shout out to West Coast, man. I appreciate you, bro. You did the big time interview on ESPN, bro, and you had the, you know, the gall, you know what I'm saying, to mention my name, you know, HTM, Law, Botch. He mentioned the whole space. Man. You ain't have to do that, bro. You a solid dude, bro. I said it on Twitter. I said, man, West Coast probably the most misunderstood dude in this space, man. Yeah. I just wanted to tell you I appreciate you though, bro. Real talk.
Man, same here, my boy. Yeah, I appreciate the love you show, man. Real talk.
Salute,
man. They asked me where I get my, motivation for content and stuff like that. And the easiest answer was, is if these 6 guys are talking about it, then the nation's talking about it. We should be talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Already,
So
man.
more importantly, man, shoot, I appreciate y'all for motivating me and being consistent, man. So I named
Already.
6 guys that motivate me, and you know, whether they do it that they know or maybe they do and they don't know. You know what I'm saying?
That's
You guys,
solid, man.
you
Y'all
guys.
give Wes his flowers too, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We
And the
appreciate
last thing I'm gonna say is this: in 2023, supporting other content creators, that's the new vibe, bro. Like that's the new
it.
vibe.
No way.
Too many.
Yep.
It's the new wave. It's too many times people be like, "Oh, you don't do shows with this person. You don't know." It's not that we.
Somebody said me and ATM beefing all of a sudden. You know what I'm
What?
saying?
Yeah. I said, hey, I said how rap beef start, man.
Look, Law, they said you and ATM mad at each other. I said, yeah, I can't stand them. I can't stand them.
them, man.
You gonna be right good if y'all do.
Yeah, but I gotta get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all though, man.
No
Yes,
doubt,
sir.
man.
Indeed,
Lord.
my boy.
Man.
And you
Salute.
guys already know what it is, man. I'm West Coast Cowboy, man. That's HTM Sports. That's Landlord. And y'all know, 107,000 subscribers on YouTube lets you know who the hell that bearded man.
Big Law. Everybody know who Law is.
Big Law.
That's Big Law. Not the little one. You know what I'm saying?
Big
All
love.
right. Real appreciate y'all, man. Let's get
Yes,
it.
sir.
You be blessed.
Indeed, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man.
All right.